There's an altar wrought with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a light to the words the poet used. Now the muse, she was his happiness, and he rhymed about her grace, and told the stories of treasures deep beneath the blackened waves. Till in the stillness of wonder, and still in its mystic crown, the muse, she went down to the lake, and in the waves she drowned. And now to see your love set free, you will meet the witch's cabin key. Find the lady of the light, gone mad with the night. That's how you reshape destiny. The poet came down to the lake to call out to his dear. When there was no answer, he was overcome with fear. He searched in vain for his treasure lost, and too soon the night would fall, and only his own echo would wail back at his call. And when he swore to bring back his love by stories he'd create, nightmares shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake. And now to see your love set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. Find the lady of the light, still raving in the night. That's how you reshape destiny. In the dead of night she came to him with darkness in her eyes. We're in a morning gown, sweet words as her disguise. He took her in without a word, for he saw his grave mistake, and vowed them both to silence deep beneath the lake. Now if it's real or just a dream, one mystery remains, for it is said on moonless nights they may still haunt this place. That's how you reshape destiny. And now to see your love set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. Find the lady of the light, still raving in the night. That's how you reshape destiny.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone outside and in between. I'm feeling better today, a little less liable for random moments of just not giving a fuck. How are we all? Hi Tiki, hi Night, hi Jaded. I see a Pixie is also lurking. I'm trying to get the game up. That is not the game. That should be the game. Hello, hello, hello. I am glad you are well. How's the audio? Is the audio okay? Game's going to be a little quiet in the menu. It always is. Anyway. Yes, we are going... You have an interview. Positive vibes are very much on your way. Good luck, Tiki. You deserve good things. You deserve very good things. So, at the start of episode 3, which is the episode we're about to go on, Barry, Alan's manager, is going to basically spend like 2 minutes just dumping exposition. But it's kind of important exposition. So, I'm begging you lot to pay attention if you can survive Barry. Right. Let's go.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Sorry, hang on. Did I break everything?
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Sorry, I'm being quiet so people can actually listen to Barry. I think that's all the stuff he's gonna say.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Right, I'm actually going to turn the game up a little bit. So the short version is... Well, shit. So if you remember, while we were on Diver's Isle, there was... pointed out that there was a stump with TZ and BJ written in a heart. I think they mentioned it in the story that this was previously a lover's place. So that was Thomas Zane and Barbara Jagger. Diver's Isle sank. And we saw Tom the Poet on a poster right at the beginning. But the weirdest fucking thing was those two old rockers in the thing called Alan Tom, which just, you know, things get weird. From here on out, things get weird, okay? Oh, I should probably look for, like, mugs, shouldn't I? Oh, I can't run. Fuck it. And now we're gonna go and see Rose.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
Good coffee. Very good coffee.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I'm just going to do something I probably should have done last stream. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bump the chat up so it's not covering the subtitles. One moment. Streaming tools, overlays. Is it this one? No, it's the other one. One moment. We bump this up to like there. That should cover most. That should clear it from most of the. That should clear it from most of it. Although I think chat's not as bad. Anyone alive? Chat? Yep. Anyone home? Okay. People are alive. So, this should mean that subtitles are much better for people.
Nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Where in the hell are we? This is Rose's bedroom, isn't it? That's, This is Rose's bedroom. Okay.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
In-game, this might be the one coffee from a side lever is. Yeah!
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
Okay, Barry. Ground coffee is one thing, but drug coffee?
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
And now we're back on manuscript pages.
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
Okay, so the sheriff is on their way. Do we have a quick look around for more shenanigans? Heavy breathing.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know?
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
I had argument with Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah, well, he's, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
How can I be sure that you will walk away?
The page snitched on the manager. Yes, the page. The pages are a bit prophetic, and also know a lot more than Alan does, which is kind of weird if this is his manuscript.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
Yeah, I already hate this guy.
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
He's not a likable
I hated
character.
to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake. Come on. Take it easy on him. Get after him. Don't let him get away. Move it, move it, move it! I'll have you shot if you let him get away.
And now we run. But we're running into the dark without a torturer gun.
Stop running! There he goes! Okay, men, keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here.
No, it seemed like the FBI just... It looked like the FBI guy just, like, showed up. No real apparent reason, he just showed up and then he showed up again and started shooting. I like that Taylor's response, like, the first time after meeting him is, I hate that guy.
He's gone! Come on, guys! We need to head him off!
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Huh. So the darkness was living in the lake all this time. Oh!
Nightingale, over. What on earth is going on? My deputies tell me you fired at Wake and he didn't have a gun. You almost hit a civilian instead. Over.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase. I don't have time for this.
Well, make the time. You can't just go shooting at people in my town. Over.
I'm a federal agent pursuing a fugitive. You want to discuss my methods, Sheriff? Make an appointment. Over.
You stay right where you are, Agent Nightingale. I'm on my way. Out.
You think the light's Tom, Tiki?
The suspect was last sighted running along the gorge that leads westward from the trailer park. All units are advised that the suspect may be armed. Approach with caution. James out.
This isn't the right way, but manuscript page.
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. Pretty girl, she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
It was my Barbara. Jaded's right, it seems like our presence woke up whatever was hiding in the lake. And it appears it also woke up the light, which is obviously trying to keep that presence under control. Ow! That was my ankle.
Search the area.
Seems like the poet woke up the darkness in Barbara and ultimately put it to sleep.
This way. Over here.
Well. Also, not quite.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
So, the way I read this is the rock stars... It was trapped in Barb. The rock stars...
was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
The dark... So, what Barry said was Barbara Jagger drowned in the lake a week before the whole island disappeared. So, it's safe to assume that Barbara came out the lake as the skin of the Dark Presence and Tom sent her back somehow. Also, the rock stars at some point must have woken it up from like the deepest of sleeps, and so sort of like a meddling sleep, a middle sleep or a nap effectively, would like woke it up a bit before
I've lost contact with Winston that you assigned to me. It's Wake's doing.
Wait, are you seriously telling me that geek writer just took out my deputies? Are you kidding? I mean, have you seen this guy? He wears a tweed jacket. Over.
He's the guy we're chasing. If it's not him, who then? Bigfoot? Over.
I don't know yet, but I'm not in the habit of jumping to conclusions. That tends to come back and bite you in the ass. Out.
yeah, the cops are totally unequipped to deal with something vulnerable only to flashlight and bullets. And yes, the rock stars made it stir. Now they mentioned that the Anderson brothers, although we were introduced to them as the Anderson brothers in the cafe, the two that called me Tom were old rockers living up at the lodge that Dr. What's-His-Face is maintaining. Oh, hi!
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
Birds! I have no means to solve the bird problem. I missed it, but I think the birds just took out... The birds just took out the helicopter. Shit. Over by the garage.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on!
Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler, over. Oh yeah, I bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Also, when we were out cold, looked very likely that, oh!
I could see the lights of the radio station in the distance.
Looks like that's where we're going. I have a feeling that whatever Barb's doing to us, more happened. More occurred during that day that I was
I imagine that the broadcast tower
out
in
cold.
the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Okay.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
So darkness is now poltergeist. Of course. Of course, we have apparently a very convenient military spotlight.
Searchlight.
Where's the generator? The darkness gets around a lot, yeah. Ramirez! Right about the generator! It would make sense.
The old generator conked out.
Oh,
I'd have to see
shit.
if I could
Have I
fix
got
it
a
and try
limit,
again.
time limit on this? That... I mean, I suppose one question is, why would Alan be the target of an FBI search? Short of, like, the sheer amount of damage he caused. Huh. Touched but not fully possessed, this messy agent said. Possible. Something is definitely up there. Like we're missing part of the story. I jumped rather than picked up the flashlight. Also, darkness is I like we're not an Olympic marathoner, we get tired and pant. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't go very far at
It took
all.
me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over.
I wouldn't mind just a little bit more,
Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
I wouldn't mind just a little bit more sprint distance, admittedly. I don't think I killed one of those. I think one of them... Oh no, oh, fair enough. I thought one of them was hidden behind the tree. Like, I kind of half expected the shadow to, get off. I just realised this is a chapter, like this onwards are chapters that you lot probably haven't seen very much of, because most people streaming this stop at the end of chapter 2. Because, you know, the story starts quite slow and then builds up a lot of pace very quickly. But most people stop at the end of chapter 2.
And here's another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10-15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
Also, the vast majority of the licensed music in the game is played after those radio bits. And you can just sit there and listen to the whole song if you want. I'm not going to, but you can if you really want. Sorry, being in the light nullifies that. Oh! Manuscript page. Flashbang!
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee.
A bottle full?
Down inside, she was screaming in terror.
Oh, I actually feel really bad for Rose. So Rose being controlled, it's that sort of like... It's the worst kind of horror where your actions are not your own, but you're fully conscious of everything that's going on. Of course he's not a pharmacologist, he's a writer. He chose a less profitable career. More flashbacks. Helpful. Run! Ow, no, pinned. I didn't want to drop another one. Right, up here I think? I think I'm getting lost. Ah. Ow! At least this game was vaguely prophetic about the state of the American police today, considering that, you know, flashbangs, military-grade ordnance and all that jazz.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Well, I just don't see why the cops bother with the trailer park.
What do you mean?
It's a trailer park. Of course you're going to have trouble in a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well...
Let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna.
How can I be sure?
Oh no, Karens have existed for a very long time. I'm afraid to say I couldn't turn off the achievements again, so occasionally we're just gonna get them. I can't even mute them, it's annoying. Unless it's a service I can disable. Aha. Oh, the service has stopped. I just can't turn off the, Okay. Since at least 1911. Oh, apparently. Voice of Pac-Man all night, every night. So, they used... This was also a time when they were doing... Like, Remedy was experimenting with scanning in actors. So they used the actor that played Pac-Man to make the poster, and I love when games do this.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Oh no. You just gave the game away.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everyone calm down.
Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
Yeah, what the fuck, Nightingale? Just take a shot, why don't you? For no reason. You prick.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
I'm also surprised the sheriff isn't bringing him in, but on the other side of the coin, this is one of those rare moments where things that aren't quite logical being done, like things that aren't quite logical for the service of the story actually makes perfect fucking sense. Does that make sense? Well, I'm repeating myself. It's a game where things are not quite following what would be correct. Shotgun ammo. I got shotgun ammo, but only a revolver. So shotgun somewhere. This is working really nice as both. This is what a writer is doing with a story and also a nightmare sequence. Yeah, exactly. Hang on. I also like if you stand in the light. If you stand in the light, everybody disappears. All the enemies disappear. The satisfying payoff for what? The story or for Nightingale? Oh, the story. Well, there's a reason why this game...
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
the reason why I like this game so much, like, I'm asking a lot of questions sort of just to keep the chat going. I know the answer to every question I'm asking. But I want to keep, you know, I want to keep the conversation going. I like this game so much because while the darkness controls the Taken, mostly except that Captain Trigger Happy has been infested with the taint. I mean, not entirely wrong, I guess. Oh dear. Flashbang. Please flashbang. I assume I managed to get a bunch on with that. I mean, I assume they were taken by the darkness sign, but thanks for proving the point. I don't know, I like the idea that they've been left... Oh, I threw a grenade by accident. I like the idea that, these signs aren't necessarily left for me, or for Alan specifically, on the premise of knowing exactly what path I'm taking, but more, they've been scattered around the woods, just in case someone specific, whether it's Alan or someone else, ends up in this position. Does that make sense? Like, all of this is definitely prepped by someone for this exact eventuality. So, you know. The light, presumably. Well, the question, like, actually, no, that would make sense, wouldn't it? But would Tom have actually been able to do all of this, considering he's like basically incorporeal right now, seemingly? Like, is Tom? Did the light tell us about magic ink signs? No, the light did not tell us about magic ink signs. We just started to see them with our torch. No one's told us about them yet. Alan has commented on them. I think we're gonna learn all. Wake attacked by a bulldozer. According to Barry, she drowned before Tom. We're going to. I think the story actually fills us in on all of that. Tom is a writer. Is he writing the fabric of reality?
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Oh no. Is it not this way? Apparently it's not that way. I guess towards the tower. I mean, that makes sense if we're going to the mine. Is he right in the fabric of reality? So, there's a reason why I said the music at the beginning of the stream was very lore appropriate. Is it this way? I'm actually lost. I've forgotten which way to go. I'm assuming by the dark clouds forming that we are going the right way. Manuscript.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
So what in hell is Nightingale hiding here? Hey, train! So yeah, I don't know why Barb's alive. Well, we don't know why Barb's alive. We don't know... Because Barb drowned a week before Tom thing happened.
He's the most stubborn man I've ever
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
She sounded just a tiny bit wrong, yes. Oh. Which one's this? I clicked away. Oh, we didn't actually pick it up.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Can you not, like, are you not beginning to see why I love this game so much? It drops just enough little story beats that it pulls you along. Man, bad chapter for Wake attacked by blah. Yeah.
It's downstairs somewhere. I literally chased it down. Yeah.
How and why? Okay, we have a flare gun now. Flare gun's good news. If I particularly enjoyed this kind of story in a book, this would be fantastic. I think I don't even really enjoy this kind of story in a book. I just like how this is presented, you know? Exactly, it's all about being curious enough to find out what's going on. It's a decent enough mystery. It might not be the best written, but it's a decent enough mystery where you think to yourself, huh, what's going on here? What's next?
I could see a railway bridge up ahead and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
This is probably a good time to say that the further we get into the game, the more fucking surreal things get, so, also, cinematic framing like that.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Hang on. Ow!
Some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Flashbang might be a better option than the flare here. This is why I love Remedy games though. The writing might not be the best, and dear god their lead characters are a bit dry, but the presentation is
darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was
Just
taking over everything in its path.
right fucking there, you know? Yeah, the gauge didn't specify the gauge of height. I mean, I didn't really have much other option there, mate. It was railing or death. What was I supposed to do?
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Well, I think we find out what happens to Mr. Kidnapper.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Oh. Really? Stephen King would never have guessed. They do wear the influences on their sleeve a bit. No. The good influences prompt. Reload. Lots of reloading. In light, you can hurt them. In light, you can hurt them. I mean, what, more than I... What do you mean, like... If I set up like a big, Oh. I could have brought them up here. Oh, why not? Oh, you ready for another episode?
Facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition. But you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his thousand young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. Night Springs.
You got alien all up in my Twilight Zone. Jafar, Cree. I'm pretty certain if the alien was like vaguely conventionally attractive to humanity, it would get a lot further in its reproduction. Not that it has to be.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Ow. Bob the Builder actually kind of had some problems in later life, I see. So, oh hey, the bulldozer. Oh! Oh dear. So I need more ammo before we do anything. Because we're actually quite low on the... Damn it, I got pinned. So there's multiple axe murderers in addition to the bulldozer. Yeah, it's the multiple axe murderers that are going to be more of a problem than the bloody bulldozer. Excuse me a second though. We can do that to get rid of some of them. Oh, come on. I got, yeah. I need to make sure I get rid of all of them before I try and be smart. Unfortunately, I'd prefer to have flashbangs rather than flares at the moment, but oh well. Can only do so much of what you're given. Thankfully, the bulldozer actually turns like a bulldozer, so it's easy enough to get past. So yeah, and so the thing about the bulldozer is it's not something you can just shoot. It has its health is for darkness, which kind of leaves me in a bit of a lurch, to be honest with you. Oh dear, that was close. There we go. Bulldozer down. That took some doing. Few attempts, but we managed it. Gonna need that. Let's go and pick up. Okay, we're full on ammo. I also kind of didn't mind that as a quote-unquote boss fight either. I would complain about the emergency kit box being glued to a random container. Yeah, that's a bit, Then again, this is like a mining thing, so... Again, it's that thing where, like... This doesn't make sense, and then you remember, hang on, wait, we're not entirely sure what's real and what isn't at the moment, so maybe it does make sense. So I'm seeing if there's any manuscripts. Oh, if I try and go too far, it actually just puts me straight in the van. Okay.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
That's a view. Again, a reminder that this was originally envisioned as an open world game, but the Xbox 360 couldn't handle it. That's why some of the levels feel a bit railroaded. That's because well, everything from the ability to drive and everything is a leftover from the open world original.
Without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me, Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
I came down here to explore. I didn't realize the bridge was actually out. It feels contrived, but it's all very real. That just says checkpoint reached. Ooh.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order, either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
You guys don't mind that I stop and listen to those, do you? If you do, that's fine. I'll just stop. But I like that it fills the world out, you know. I'm running back. There was a car there, but I'm running back to my truck just in case there's something I miss. Can't you take it as kind of expected? I really hope Tedo when Tedo plays True Control, I hope Tedo takes the time to read the collectible documents and the like that they find, because that really is a lot of you know, especially in Control, that's a lot of the backstory. Plus, you know, if you like SCP Foundation stuff, you're gonna love Control if you haven't seen any of it. Oh, this thing drives like... You also stop for a bit of B-movie within a B-movie in the Night Spring stuff. Yeah. Sorry about the graphics flickers. I've got the game as stable as I can, but the bugs are still bugs. Rip. I also like, sorry, as I say there's lots of things I like about this game, but I also like how, 10 out of 10 driving, I mean, yeah, duh. I like that we get slow moments. It's not all action all the time. And I think that's what makes this game a nice experience, is it's not all action all the time. We actually get breaks.
Welcome back to KBF-FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything. But what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping that I stumble upon the new episodes. I mentioned during my first stream of this that there are 3 new episodes of Night Springs replacing 3 former sponsor spots. And I don't know if they were filmed specifically for the remake or if they're unused episodes that they inserted. But I do have at least the visual files. I don't have the audio files for one of them, but I do have at least the video files, and they seem to be new. So I wonder if they chewed them up just as much. Wait, that's a door. Where there's door, there's explore. That's the message, right? Where there's door, there's explore. And so that's a possible we'll be back. Ow. If they're unused episodes, I want to know what was too much to fit that brief. Mainly just, like, what TVs do they use?
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Okay, so Mott is apparently the guy who we've been dealing with. So we're missing a man. Actually, we might not be missing it. We're still quite early. It was still like got a chunk of level to go. I'm not going to get all of them anyway, because some of them are really hidden away, and a couple of them are only available on the hardest difficulty mode, which you can only unlock through playthrough 2. Oh.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Well, lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich but hard to get at. Volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Yeah, we still don't know why, though. In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all building around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Or mining, sorry, not building. Now, many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. So, the eruption in 1970, which drowned Diver's Isle.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Wake!
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello! Ah! I'm gonna kill him!
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Right. Out through the indoor. Or not.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Not that way. And down we go. Oh. Coffee! I mean, if I've been waiting here all day, I'm gonna need that. Especially as I haven't actually slept, have I? Shotgun ammo. Don't worry, the darkness will make openings. The darkness, better known for a bunch of hits in the early thousands. He has, I suppose technically, I don't know, actually. Has he? He must have slept a little bit. Because there's no way in... We have been blacked out, knocked out a few times. And there's also been, like, a few cases where, So there's been a few cases where we've just lost time. Like, we literally lost a week.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man. And without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Thanks.
Cantway Hats raided my stream with 5 viewers.
Hi, Hats! Raid! Hey, Hats. Everyone go follow Hats. Hats is great. That was Dredge. I'm playing one of my favorite games, Hats. Spooky times are going very well. I get to share one of my favorite games with everybody. The spooky times are going well. We're near the latter half of chapter 3. Oh, I hate invisible timers. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Really sorry to hear that. Oh, Jesus! Don't mind me, I'm just being hit by a possessed minecart. More ammo. No, we... Seems like a common complaint. What, the invisible timers? Yeah, they're no use for them. They're useless, they're pointless, and they're just they're not good. But no, stream is going well. Turns out the vast majority of people who were watching before you raided hadn't actually seen past the end of Chapter 2 of Alan Wake, because most people will stream to the end of Chapter 2, decide it's not worth continuing, and then put it down. Which is a shame, because Chapter 3 is when the story actually gets going. Hello, boys. You'll hear some background noise to us playing Phantasmaphobia? Name, I can't remember the name of the bloody game now. I keep wanting to say oh, Midnight, okay. Oh, there's something in there that's very pissed off. Doubles boops. I know that they're playing... Oh, it's your last match, you going to bed, Taylor? Okay, Hat, see you later. Have a good thing. For those of you who don't know me and Tedo, hi, I'm Moose. Tedo's over there somewhere. We stream together quite often. We stream our own things quite often. But I'm pretty certain most of you know me by now. Are you going to shop then, Tedo? Stay safe out there, right? Oh, I've just realised I've actually quite badly hurt my character. I'm in door. Door. Hey look! It's my gas.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
So, power cables down to gate. Nicely placed car. Let's go and turn off the power. Look, I'm saving ammo while I can, okay? And batteries, yeah. The thing that gets me, there is actually a battery. I think this is actually a remnant of the previous games. There's a battery for the car, but for the life of me, I don't know how to use it. Identified influences for Alan Wake so far: Stephen King, Twilight Zone, and technically, and Carmageddon. Yeah. I think there's a way of boosting the light out of the truck, but I don't remember the button. Oh dear. Okay, it turns out it's X. Sorry, A. Which isn't ideal because Oh dear. And now the truck's down. Which isn't ideal because, I'm not sure Night Spring stuff is supposed to be something Alan's writing into the story or Remedy being remedying. Kind of both? It's not actually plot-centric, the Night Spring stuff for Alan Wake. It's just a fill-in, but, kind of both. Outside of a thing for lunch tomorrow, would you like me to get anything? What? An egg in a meat sack. Oh, a Scotch egg! Honestly, no. I can't really justify little things like that at the moment while I'm trying to budget hard and... Like, I bought a bunch of cheese and that for sandwiches for next while, so, you know, I think we're okay. No, I appreciate it, honey. I'm just trying to be smart, okay? I'm not, like, upset or anything for offering. I'm just trying to be smart. Oh, hi! Bye! Look, sometimes it's just better to fire a flare at, like, point-blank range. I should probably actually reload flare gun, because I might need that in a hurry. Also, it's the question of, is this a story about Alan Wake, or is this a story about what happened to Thomas Zane and Barbara, you know, Barbara Jagger? Oh, hang on. Trust no one in the dark. I like that we're getting more and more of the little invisible text stuff. It's not just for secrets, it's for other things to keep me alive. Like, don't trust people in the dark. Random thermos on a red chair that's the only thing lit in this room. Follow.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the Dark Presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Huh. So, Presence needs Alan. Hey look, bug textures! Fuck. I hate when that happens. I didn't actually know that was the right way. I just saw something. I just saw light and ran to be safe. Oh wow.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
You mean the flashbang truck, right? Am I supposed to drive that thing? Let's get rid of the darkness. Ow. Someone went to Japan, saw the trick that lorries and replicated it here. So, I want to say there's something up there. I think the only way to really to find out is to... Oh, I can't drive it, so, okay, we're just shit out of luck. We have to go this way on foot. Come get a hug, Tato. What's on your mind, honey? Do you want me to mute the mic so you can talk to me? I'll mute the mic. Hang on, Fox. What's up? What do you want to actually get? Hello everybody, sorry about that. I now have strict instructions from Tato to kill Nightingale, by the way. However, I don't have to kill him, but she wants... I do have to kill him. Okay. I mean, it doesn't seem like Alan's style to actually kill someone who isn't trying to kill me. Kara's been hiding in cutscenes so far. I mean, you're not wrong. That's true. He did literally try and shoot me twice. Excuse me a second. He did try and kill me multiple times. Fair point. Let's see if we can kill the Nightingale. If it comes to a choice, I bet you make the wrong one and murder him in cold blood. Of course. I never managed to successfully judge someone. Alan Wake. Cold blood. Yeah, fair point. Alan has been past cold blood for a few days at this point.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
I'm sorry? These magic manuscripts apparently have conspiracy to murder a federal agent in them. So maybe we do kill Nightingale. I see a thermos. Sneaky. No, Nightingale has not called Alan Wake by his own name yet. You know, this lady of the light, or whoever it is that's giving us free shit, needs to stop putting the free shit in dark caves. You know? It's a bit off-putting. We are actually running a bit low on ammo, to be fair. Trust no one in the dark. Yeah. Oh dear. Now it's time to do the survival horror thing and run to the nearest light, which is just there. Just writing about something is... but does Nightingale know that things are coming true based on Alan's writing? Or is Alan writing about things that will come true? That's a conundrum for you. Is Alan writing about the future, or is the future happening because of Alan?
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Hold down B to switch to pump action shotgun. That's a lot more bullets. Yes, the answer to my question is yes. Hey Angno, if you get a chance to watch the VOD, I recommend, because chapter 3, which is the chapter we are on, and probably the only chapter we play tonight due to the amount of time it's taking, is where the story actually starts moving. In a good way. This is already a story about a writer encountering his own writing of the future, which mentions the people understanding the writing's coming true, so causality lasagna is already too much for me to pass. Yeah, that's fair. Also, causality lasagna is a wonderful, wonderful phrase, and I'm going to pinch that, because I've not heard that one before. How can the agent prove to his superiors and likely DA if not a judge? Calm down, man. He's clearly writing about what's been happening to him after the fact. Probably like a therapy of me. Prove it me he wrote it first. There's the point. There is no dates on any of these manuscripts. Oh, a barn, you say? Okay, we have a bunch of shotgun ammo here, so Another thing I kind of appreciate story-wise is they have a single throwaway line about why Alan can shoot. And that throwaway line is simply that he spent time on a shooting range. Close. Have a flashbang, don't I? Nice. Taylor, are you still at home? I don't think we're actually that far left on the chapter. If you want to wait a minute, I'll come with you if you like. Ammo? No ammo. This is actually, I don't know how well it's coming across on screen, but the atmosphere of this is fucking something else. Right. Never know when something's going to sneak up behind you. You can walk out and meet me, going kitty hunting. I mean, sure. Just stay safe, huh? Did I walk in a big circle? Fuck's sake. I went in a circle. Son of a... Words can be tricky like that. Yeah, this game is linear. No, yeah, I just literally walked into in a fucking circle. The earth is round, we're walking as... I mean... Hang on! Alright. The real question is, how did I walk all the way around without noticing the big light showing the way I'm supposed to go? Although, to be fair, I was looking up, but I was also firing at things and also going that direction. I don't think you can see this light from down there very well. We distracted you, blame chat. Okay. Dark presence
The dark
is...
presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Is that a grave? They're miners' graves.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
What? Fuck it. Okay, I'm apparently out of pistol ammo. I mean, could this also be a like the graves of the 32 miners that died during the volcanic eruption? it would be fitting. Sorry about the flashes, I can't do anything about it. Checkpoint reached. Yeah, we are definitely out of pistol ammo. Okay. Shotguns, flashbangs, and running from now on, folks. I don't think this thing's possessed. I think the physics engine is just it's okay.
The
We
place
saw
was
nothing.
dead. A ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Ah. Oh dear. Huh. Alan tanked that pretty well. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be a very good writer after all of these knocks to the head. Yeah, he takes a card to the chin like a champ.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
A reminder of Alex Casey is Max Payne. They just couldn't use the Max Payne, they couldn't use the Max Payne brand. Coffee! Those are batteries, but I've not needed them yet. I'm actually doing quite well on batteries, but ammo is a problem. I'm trying my best to dodge those. Fuck. No, I said I was doing well on batteries. So, here's a weird bit of gameplay for you. It's actually really hard for me to resist the urge to do this when I'm shooting. Because you'd think, you know, you're aiming down the sights to get a better shot. Which you kind of are, like, visually. But it doesn't actually affect your gun's accuracy, while it also uses your torch. So it becomes a bit becomes a waste very quickly. Why did I know that was happening? I forgot that, but it was so obvious. Fuck it. Okay, turns out that flares don't, flashbangs don't work on giant objects. I gotta be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that batteries recharge, this mechanic would be a lot worse. The battery, while we do have limited battery when we're focusing, if we stop using it for a while, it will refill. At least on this difficulty. Keys? Yeah, set of keys. On Nightmare difficulty, torches do not recharge.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
So, is that... Are we doing that whole we're in a coma thing? Bit like Driver San Francisco, where if you went far enough, out of the, oh, I can only carry one big gun. I kind of want to keep the shotgun. But do I want to keep the shotgun? We have 11. I'll keep the shotgun. More ammo is probably better at the moment. Like, are we... Is that the real Alan and we're characters in that story? Is that a flashback? A flash forward? Well, you will find out more through the scary door. I have more ammo for the shotgun, Jaded, so shotgun is where we are. And, okay, I went that way thinking, oh, maybe that's the right way, but no, we actually have to go through here. There's got to be a way out. Ah, here. Are either of them real? I did know each time I watch a stream of the start and first scene of the game is not Alan at the ferry. It's the tutorial dream, yeah. It's a tutorial dream where the big glowing light, which by all indications seems to be Thomas Zane, tells us how to fight the darkness. And it happens while we're on the lake. So it works surprisingly well. Oh, secrets. Side thing.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Side thing, I was thinking of doing 2 chapters a night, but I forgot that after the first 2 chapters, the chapters themselves turn to be about 2.5 hours long. So I think a chapter a night is a good thing to aim for. There are 8 chapters. We're on chapter 3. 2 of those chapters are DLC chapters that take place after the end of the game. but are very worth going through. So we will be doing all of them. The last 2 chapters are the sort of chapters that they wanted to put into the game, but budget and various other shenanigans. Oh, great.
Birds.
But Alan's response was pretty much the same as mine. Say, birds. Bit rickety. Okay. One load gone. Turns out flashbangs don't work on birds. Annoyingly. Oh! Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but I'm down here now. By design, the burbs are, they're supposed to be annoyance. Well, now I'm hearing Alice's voice. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. And that's where the whispering is coming from. Those tunnels to Cauldron Lake. Is that Alice or is that Barbara? That is a good question. Do we want to go down the thing to Cauldron Lake? This is obviously the way we should go. Do we go down the tunnels to Cauldron Lake? Just to see if there's anything down there? Or if I die? Let's find out. Also, whoever wrote these things obviously knows and has no fear about caving and shit like that.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Cauldron Lake is Darkness HQ.
Alice?
Alice?
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
That was neat. A neat extra. We can't go that way, but it was a neat extra.
The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
I've come to the conclusion by this point in the story that no, I think something is definitely in that lake. Whether or not it was something that, like, the pages we had said that Tom potentially woke it up and then sent it back to sleep. Then the Rockers who I assume are the Anderson brothers we met at the very beginning and referred to Alan as Tom. Stirred it awake again. You guys are actually going to really, really like the Anderson brothers when we spend more time with them next chapter. They are... oh, they're good fun. Chapter 4 is fucking hilarious fun. Right, down we go. I also thought it was going to be a non-standard game. I'd never gone down there before, so it was new to me too.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Is Nightingale a foil? Is Nightingale... Wake... Rip. He thinks Alan's a witch. I was saying, is Nightingale Alan bringing his fictional character Alex Casey into the real world? Yeah, like it seems to. He's very single-minded. He just gets the job done no matter what. Etc, etc, etc. Seems to be leaning that way, doesn't it? Coffee, 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 coffee. Whoa, 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 oh. Dead end. The way... It's a bit odd in the remaster, because they actually use a trick of graphics engines to produce the fog properly. In the original, they tried their damn best to redo it here, and it mostly works, except for the fact that any grass
I have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Grass ends up transparent if there's fog behind it, but the atmosphere is really, really good. Like, it fits very well. Is Nightingale manifesting of Alan's inner devil advocate, the other choice every decision Alan makes? I mean, I don't think Alan would choose to shoot at civilians, so maybe. I still think, like, if Alan's trying to deal with, like, deal with a potential problem or find a potential solution, it strikes me as a thing that Alan would be manifesting. Let's assume that Alan's pages are or something is using Alan's abilities as a writer to boost its power. So the Dark Presence is using Alan's ability as a writer to boost its overall power. Okay, let's just take that as rote. That means that Alan is trying to deal with it, and all sorts of characters out of Alan's mind will be coming to the forefront. Now, obviously, Alan's mind wouldn't call a character Alex Casey because Alex Casey is a fictional character. But if you're trying to deal with hey look, it's a Dark Souls ladder. If you're trying to deal with the real, if you're trying to deal with this kind of thing, you'd end up, you know, to me that makes a bit of sense. It's a character that's in Alan's mind with a different name. And the closest character I can think of is Casey. Hey, I think we're going over there. Down or up? Down. So what's up here? Ah, good thing I came up here. Flares. Actual useful things. Another reader, something from the writer's mind could also be, okay, but what if you're being completely bananas right now and have actually been shooting dozens of people down all week? But you know, twisted by the darkness.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
Okay. Now, if you remember, the Anderson brothers are basically interred in what's-his-face's mental help institution thing for artists. The guy who wrote the Artist's Dilemma, or whatever it was called. Hartman. Dr. Hartman. Creator's Dilemma, that's it. Thank you. So Hartman, they're in the care of Hartman. You know, it'd be a really good subversion of expectations if absolutely nothing happens while I'm on this lift. Oh crap, Ted, if you're still here, I just realised I can't actually come out with you because I didn't put the clothes in the dryer. And the only trousers I actually have to wear are in said dryer. I'm sorry, I just remembered. I didn't mean to be a pain like that. So I guess I'll see you when you come home. Go away, birds. Darkness is below me somewhere. Damn it. Every time. The hell? I don't know how I ended up firing off that flare. I didn't think I hit the bumper, but apparently I did. Oh shit!
Shit.
Darkness is not happy. I still have a bunch of shotgun bullets, so the hunting rifle can stay there for now. Darkness is just gonna have to learn to accept disappointment. Oh, we're overlooking Cauldron Lake. That's, the 8th deepest lake in the world, Cauldron Lake is a caldera lake formed in a volcanic crater. The volcano itself could be considered to be active, but has not erupted since the volcanic earthquakes of 1970. And even then, the underground activity was comparably mild. Despite some property damage, there were no casualties. Cauldron Lake is one of the most beautiful spots in Bright Falls area. As a central figure of many local folktales, it's a popular recreational area for the area residents. Didn't they say that there were casualties because the mines collapsed? And also Thomas went down? Like, it's this revisionist history bullshit right here. Thomas went down with... yeah. Revisionist history. I'm sorry I can't make it out, Tato. I was a dumb. Oh dear. But I thought you went out. Oh, you came back. My bad. Oh, I need to get off this bridge. Okay, I keep dropping flares. I don't mean to, I assure you. You only saw Nose. Did Nose come and say hello? Nose doesn't like you. Nose doesn't like most people, to be fair. Okay. Up the hill. I haven't seen any, I was about to say I haven't seen any secrets recently, but, look around and what do you see? A secret box.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
So Mott found Alan's car before he crashed it, and the island wasn't there. So where did the island go? Was Wake still on it? Did the island get like hidden by the darkness? That's you know. Also, who the fuck is his boss? Where did the island even come from? Well, originally, yeah, that is a good question. The island existed. It was called Diver's Isle. It was the home of Thomas Zane. Barbara Jagger fell off it and drowned. That's the story of Diver's Isle so far. Hey look, an old mill building. Yeah, the guy who was supposed to... When we first saw him, he wasn't looking very well. He was sick in the toilet or something, wasn't he? He wasn't looking very well. And... Oh god, oh god! Hang on! I miss you, Tom. Did you write this? Tom. You talk to me on TV. Tom. CN and TZ. Cynthia? Was it Cynthia Weaver? The woman who was keeping all the lights on apparently wrote all this, right? I miss you, Tom. So Cynthia Weaver put all of the stuff down? No, she's not. She was friends with the pair of them. She wasn't a later fan. She was. They said at the start of this chapter that the Lantern Lady was friends with the pair of them, and then when they went down, she went a bit off the rails and started like doing the lantern shit. There's a lot more to Cynthia than meets the eye, isn't there? Other than the whole lantern thing. Does Cynthia know what's going on here? You think she knows what's going on here? Chat, what do you think? This looks like a breakaway floor to you. Yeah, she's very insistent on light, and that's pretty much all that we know about it. She's very insistent on light. We know from the exposition at the start that she was very distraught when Tom and Barbara, or specifically when Tom drowned, went down with the lake due to the apparent volcanic eruption. If I'm honest, if that's a volcanic eruption, my name is David Jones. But yeah, so far she's just been a bit of a weird character that they happen to mention, but like most Transformers, there's more than meets the eye. Oh, I went down the wrong way there, didn't I? Reach the Mirror Peak lookout. Hey, we're almost at the end of the chapter.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Is it a boat? It's kind of blinking like a lighthouse. I think a lot of would be based on how the darkness became hidden in Barbara. Yeah, I think there's a lot of context there.
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Implication seems to be that it was there before Tom met her. Tom was a diver. Also, that's neat. You can see the lights for the lodge where Hartman is. Tom was a diver. Was the darkness in her, or when she drowned, did the darkness pull her into the lake and then take her to get to Tom?
tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
I smell bullshit. Like, it really smells strongly that Hartman has filled the bullshit there. I'm just saying.
Wait! Are you? Wait! Hey, I'm here! I'm coming! No! Get away! I'm sorry. Please, it's late. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please. Please. Oh. I'm sorry. Please.
Oh, he's been hit by the darkness. Ah. Hi, Bob. Bye, buddy. No, the kidnapper was just an asshole. So he fell into the lake. But he's surrounded by light. And he's typing? Tom? I agree with you, Angnor. If some of this is from Alan, he may not be a reliable narrator. Right, now you lot have actually seen the story get going, can you understand why I like this fucking game yet? Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, again, it's that thing is like, Alan as a character is very mid. But the game, the story is so well presented that I don't care. A lot continues to write on how to resolve it for me. Yeah, there's a lot of things like, how did Barbara end up with the darkness inside her? Did the darkness take over her when she drowned? Did she already have the darkness within her when she met Tom? Is Tom the reason for it? And then, of course, we have shit with the Anderson brothers to look forward to, apparently. On how do we get Alice back, etc, etc, etc. It could work out really well. I know what's going to happen. I hope you lot enjoy what's coming. But in the meantime, I'm now going to basically kill the music. Is the intent, but the whole thing is he's not confident in himself. Maybe he's just mediocre. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. He's just mediocre. Let's see who we can raid, because I think now is a good time. It's not that hard to provoke a lot of questions. The trick is how you deliver the answers. Yep. I think I'm just going to call it here. There are people I know streaming, but they're not really streaming things that are really sensible to pass you to from this. So I will leave you to it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me this evening. I will see all of you possibly tomorrow for episode 4. I hope you, like, in all seriousness, I hope you lot are enjoying this game. I wanted to stream this game to you lot for a while. Like I said, it saddens me that most streams you'll see, they'll just stop after episode 2, because I'll get to the end of episode 2 and be like, oh, it was fun, but nothing really is going on. But it's a side effect of the problematic development that Alan Wake had, where they planned for a lot more chapters and they basically had to crunch things together. So the first 2 chapters are more or less accurate, and then chapter 3, or episode 3, episode 3 was supposed to be like episodes 3, 4, and 5, but they had to compress it down. They did it very well, but it does mean that the story goes from basically nothing to full speed ahead. So, yeah. Chapter 4 tomorrow, episode 4 tomorrow. Have a good evening, everybody. And ta-ra!